Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another informative video on the new Cascading Schengen visa policy. So what is this policy? How is it going to benefit Indian passport holders and why this policy was introduced? We'll understand in this video. But before we get started, as you can see on my screen, 98% of you are continuously watching my videos, continuously watching my channel are non-subscribers. So please don't forget to hit that subscribe button right away and support my channel. So this cascading policy for Indian travelers was introduced in April 18th, 2024. However, it's been almost a year since this policy was introduced. So I'm going to explain in detail what is this visa cascading policy for Schengen countries. So as you know guys, Indians have lost over 600 crore rupees in 2024 alone for Schengen visa rejections, and they want to differentiate genuine travelers with non-genuine travelers or fraudsters who go to Schengen visa and overstay. So this policy was closely worked with the European Union by Indian government, and they wanted to make Schengen visas more smoother going forward. So the rule says if you have successfully completed 2 Schengen trips in the last 3 years, you are eligible to apply a 2-year multi-entry visa after that. I'm going to explain you with an example. For example, like let's say you will complete a Schengen trip in July 2025. You have completed the trip, it's all good, you came within the visa validity and you have lawfully completed the trip. When I say lawfully, going to a Schengen country and then not doing any crimes or not overstaying or not doing any fraudulent activities and then coming back to India lawfully and legally is called a lawful travel. So once you come back, let's say you completed your Schengen trip in July, everything is good. Again, you decide to go for a Schengen trip for a Europe trip in 2026 July, and you have successfully completed that. So you have completed 2 times. I'm just giving you a future example. This also applies to people who have done that in the past as well. That's why this policy was introduced on April 18th, 2024, and it's been effective, but not many people got this kind of cascading policy visa, what I'm going to explain. So I'll explain all the terms and conditions and why people have not got despite meeting the criteria. So let's say you went in July 2025, you went in July 2026, you successfully completed your Schengen trip, and then you're back, and next time when you want to apply for a Schengen visa, no matter which country you're going to apply to, if you have lawfully completed your 2 Schengen trips, you can apply for a 2-year or a long-term multi-entry visa. And if you get the 2-year multi-entry visa, once that validity is completed, within 18 months, you can also apply for a 5-year multi-entry visa. You can apply 5-year multi-entry Schengen visa for your next trip, which people have got it as well. Now, when I was talking about people who have met these criteria, the last 2 times they visited lawfully, legally, but still they have not got 2-year multi-entry visa, I'll explain you why. First of all, when you apply for a Schengen visa, this is for the very first time guys. Let's say you're going in July 2025 and you got your Schengen visa through Italy. Let's take an example of Italy. What people do is, I've told this repeatedly so many number of times in my previous videos, if your visa has been issued by Italy, when you're going for the very first time, Schengen policy, the visa policy also recommends that you get your first port of entry in the country that has issued visa. For example, you have got an Italian Schengen visa, and a lot of people, what they do is, especially Indian travelers, they book the cheapest flight. The cheapest flight means, for example, you're going in Bangalore to France, Paris, and then they take a flight from Paris to Italy. But one thing they forget to realize is your stamp on your passport as the first port of Schengen country will be done in Paris, not in Italy. So this is a major drawback. That's why when I went to my Norway trip, you can check out my video here how my Schengen visa experience was. When I went to Norway, I particularly booked flight from Bangalore to Dubai, and layover in Dubai to Oslo, which is the capital of Norway. Even though the flights were available for 5 or 10k cheaper, if I had gone through Bangalore to Germany to Oslo through Lufthansa, I would have got it much cheaper. But when I spoke to a lot of people, remember guys, I do speak to a lot of people before making a video. This is not just checking on Google or referring to some articles and then giving you information. I have spoken to many people within the family circle or within my friends, within my mutual friends, within my colleagues, before I roll out any information based on person to person experience. So this is the biggest drawback. Now, if you first time when you're traveling to Schengen country, always make sure that to land in that particular country, no matter where the layover is from. 99% of the time from Dubai or from Middle East GCC countries, you will be getting a layover to the European country that you're looking for. Even if you want to go to Malta, there is a layover from UAE. There is a layover from Abu Dhabi. Even if you're landing in Italy or France, for France there are direct flights from India, guys. No need to worry. At least for Oslo, there is no direct flight from India. Even from Delhi, you have to go to Germany and then go to Oslo. But what I recommend is, first way you can change this is to go to the direct Schengen country which has issued the visa. What is going to happen is, when they're going to see your record, when next time when you're applying for Schengen visa, when they see your passport, they'll understand that your visa was issued from Norway and the seal was done in Oslo for me when I went to Norway. So this adds on as a huge bonus, but many people don't want to do this because they want to save the 2 or 5,000 extra. Please remember, always think for a long term. Okay, if you want to visit Europe only once in your life, that's completely understandable. Do as you wish. But if you are thinking for a long term, in terms of visiting Schengen countries, getting a Schengen visa for long term, you should always keep this in mind. The second thing where major drawback is, you should not overstay on your Schengen visa. Now, I showed my itinerary for 15 days and I got my visa for 15 days. Now, if I assume that 15 nights and 15 days are different, then you're wrong. So, as per the validity may be from 1st of April to 15th of April or 1st of April to 14th of April. You have to return back on 14th of April. If you return back on 15th of April, it will be a major drawback on your passport because you have overstayed. Okay, that is the second major reason. And the third reason is, when people have applied for, let's say, Italy visa, same example, they don't even go to Italy. Now that's a major drawback, guys, because if you show your itinerary, all your itinerary records will be there with the European Union, or it will be shared among different countries when you're applying for Schengen visa next time. So if you shown that you've got a visa from Italy, and if you don't even end up visiting Italy, if you say I'll book train later, I'll book flight later, and if you don't even visit because you didn't get the slots, that is going to be another major drawback. So please remember always to be genuine and to lawfully enter and exit the country. If you have met all the criteria, if you have not done any illegal stuff, and if you're back to India upon visiting Schengen countries or getting a Schengen visa 2 times in the last 3 years or future 3 years, you will be eligible for a 2-year multi-entry visa. Now, why I stress about Schengen visa, multi-entry visa is, for around 4 to 5 or even 10 to 15 plus countries, I've already made a video on this, you are eligible for visa on arrival through a Schengen visa. And countries like Turkey visa, for example, will cost you 15,000 rupees. Now, Schengen visa is only 10,000 rupees if you don't go through an agent. So, if you get a Schengen visa of 10,000 rupees and if you get multi-entry in the future, you can visit Turkey without paying that 15,000 rupees. You need to still apply for an e-visa which will cost you 2 or 3,000 rupees, but you don't have to spend that amount of 15,000 rupees, which I genuinely made a mistake. First time I went to Turkey, I spent 15,000, then I got a Schengen visa for only 10,000 rupees. So always keep this in mind. And the third thing I want to talk about is the biggest looting scam is contacting visa agents. Now recently, I'm going to talk about this in Sunday travel updates video deeply, but what happened recently is a man and his family planned for a Schengen trip. They lost 70,000 or 80,000 rupees paying visa agent charges. Now, what people do think is, I have a lot of money, I don't have to stress out the process. I have a lot of money. Let me go to a visa agent. Let me hand over everything to him. I just need to go to VFS. I need to give my thumb impressions and I'm going to come back. So this is the problem, guys. So it doesn't matter if you have too much money or if you don't have money. That is not the question. Always try to do research on your own, genuinely. I'm not asking you to watch my videos and apply. Anyone, anywhere, if you find authentic information, if someone is giving authentic information, watch those videos, or if you find this is authentic, verify with people 10 times and save your own hard-earned money. That's what I always recommend in my channel is save your own money, always do research and then go, and avoid visa agents, guys. Visa agents are not doing anything, guys. They're just helping you out with the process which you can do by yourself, and you're spending 10-15,000 on one application. For a people of 4 or a family of 4 with kids, people end up paying 50 to 70,000 rupees on visa agents. Remember, visa agent has no role to play on your visa. It's only the consulate decision. Nobody can influence your visa. It's nothing like you pay 10,000 extra, you will get Schengen visa. If that was the case, then things would have been very different. People wouldn't have lost 600 crore rupees. So again, my recommendation is save your own money. I give authentic information. There is no promotion. I'm not telling go to this company, apply visa, go to that company, apply visa. I'll get 10% commission if you apply. No guys, lot of companies have approached me. I can show you the mails in another video that promote my company. I'll pay you 50,000, 20,000. I don't want to promote anyone guys, because my channel objective is to provide authentic information. And if I may have missed some information, I've also corrected in the comment section. So I don't want to make this video too lengthy guys. You got the point. Genuinely apply for a Schengen visa, avoid visa agents, always visit the country you're applying and do your own research, verify with others and then apply. VFS will help you with this information. There is also VFS services that you can take, but I recommend not to take that as well, because they are again going to verify your information and give you suggestions. They're not going to influence you to get your visa. I hope this information was genuinely very helpful. I'll catch you guys in my next video.